Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an update tarot reading for WayV's and NCT member Lucas. In regards to these recent events and accusations and a lot of things that are happening in his life and that it's affecting somehow his career, his image, and also is affecting the fans. So I'm going to do this reading like I always do, from a place of respect for the fans and for him. So I'm going to read for his energy. I'm not going to state here whether this is false or true. I'm just going to read what his energy has to say to me, how he's doing today. Of course that I'm sure that he is affected somehow. So let's see how he's feeling. I'm going to try my best to connect with his energy. I had read for Lucas before, so I do have like a connection with him in a sense that I become very fond of these idols that I have been reading for. Most of them have this very nice energy, and I'm talking about their energy as an individual, not as an idol. Of course, that their achievements and their professionalism and the fact that they are very talented, it always reflects on the cards. But sometimes they allowed me to see beyond, and I truly appreciate that, to be able to provide a very profound tarot reading. It also depends on who I'm talking about and who I'm reading for. So sometimes when I see a lot of things about them, I get amazed by how much of their intimacy, when it comes to their energetic field, I can get. So let's stay respectful. And I've done a reading for him, an individual reading for him, 2 months ago. So if you would like to check that out, I don't remember if in that reading I mentioned something like this would happen, but I know that it was a general and personality reading. So if you are his fan or you are an NCT fan, it's in the NCT playlist. So let's start with the cards that he got. He got the Queen of Cups, the King of Pentacles, or the Page of Cups in reverse, the Star, the Strength, and I also pulled an extra card from the Oracle of the Chakras, that it's the card of Sadness. So yes, there's definitely a lot of sadness here. First off, starting with this Queen of Cups, I'm going to take a guess that here this is the person that is making the accusations, because I know that there are a lot of people making accusations, but I think that one of them is probably the one that had a real connection with him. And she probably is the one that it's like providing the quote-unquote evidence. Because next to this I have, and I see the King of Pentacles, that I think that it represents Lucas' energy, because he is in Aquarius, but his moon is in Taurus. So definitely I see more his moon than any other Aquarius traits. Of course that it makes sense um, that he sometimes cannot connect so well with stability, because his main energy is always, like I said in his general reading, he's always on the move. So whoever wants him to stay by their side and play houses with him and want him to marry them, I think that they got the wrong guy. And I think that it's very sad that actually he's been accused of all these things, because somehow he didn't commit it to maintaining the relationship that he was having with these people. So I think that since this Queen of Cups is next to him, definitely there was a connection here. And because I see her in this Queen of Cups, and Cups represents emotions, definitely she's coming from a place of an emotional response. And I think that if she is making these accusations, it's because she had been hurt. Her feelings had been hurt, and she feels somehow like a victim of the circumstances. But what I can see here, because I don't know if you can see well in the screen, but you can see that the of Cups, that is the first card, the Queen of Cups is looking at her cup, and that cup contains feelings, emotions, sentiments, and this card is looking at the left side. So this means that she's looking at the past of this relationship or of this connection. That she's pondering about, like, oh, what we had, oh, I thought it was special, or, like thinking about the missed opportunities, or wherever she thought it was very meaningful maybe to her, because she is responding from a very emotional nature. And I think that we all female had felt like that in every aspect of our life, and at some point in our lives we all had been through these moments of trying to establish a connection, a meaningful connection with someone, and actually that person not being interested. But I think that somehow this person feels like her world has ended, like in a very dramatic way. At the same time, I see this King of Pentacles that, like I said, is representing Lucas energy, and he is looking at his coin, and he is looking at the right side of. Because what I want you to see is that these both characters are not facing each other. Each of them is thinking about their own elements. In this case, the Queen of Cups is looking at her cup, and the King of Pentacles is looking at his pentacles. So maybe she was thinking about that relationship that failed, and he is thinking about new ways to make money and to be prosperous, and to get more job opportunities, to make more money. And there's nothing wrong with that, because actually he is working for money. He's not doing charity by being an idol. Um, and then what also confirms to me that actually he didn't have, like, he never offered her something secure, or he never talked to her about love, because he has the Page of Cups in reverse. So the Page of Cards, when it is upright, it means like an invitation to love, an opening to love, to be willing to invite someone, that cup that you have on your hand. But since it is reversed, it means that Lucas has never been emotionally available for anyone, at least not in the last months or this year that we are in. He wishes, of course, to establish a connection with someone, because, like I said, I think it was in his reading, he was feeling a bit lonely and a bit like apathic about life, about the life he is living, because he has needs. He wonders about what's the point of working so much if he has no one to share it with. He longs for connection, because he's human. But this doesn't mean that he is going around promising, like making love letters to everyone. I think that he was very clear with her from the beginning. And that actually what hurts him the most is that probably he had set a few rules in this relationship, and he had made her promise that this would be between them. in the sense that if you're dating, I think that you have to know that if you're dating someone famous and especially an idol, that you know what you're getting yourself into, because you know that they're they're part of their attractiveness and part of what they sell is their image, and is the image and their availability. So I think that what hurts him the most and what disappoints him the most is that he had been clear with this person from day one about that he wasn't looking for a commitment, that he just wanted someone to spend time with and someone to have fun with or someone to share with. But his goal, his mind is elsewhere. He is a career person. He is very, he is a moon in Taurus, so definitely he's very attached to his, to prosperity and to material things and to making money. And the part that maybe they said that they bought things for him or stuff for him, or that he asked them to buy things for him, it could be possible because sometimes moon in Taurus male, they tend to be very cheap. So I mean, it's not that they do not have the money, it's just that they try their best to not spend it. So they probably are the ones that are like, oh, let's not go out to eat at a restaurant. Let's stay at home and watch Netflix. Let's not go to the cinema. Let's stay home, just so they can save the pennies that they have. So I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's just that I don't know how to explain this, that this is very emotional for both parties. But I think that the both of them wanted different things. This is why they are turning their backs on each other. If you see these characters here, each of them are like they have different goals. She was looking for a relationship, and he was looking for like a way to get away from work a bit and have fun, and because he's sociable as well. So I don't know. So maybe if fans have problem as accepting that he is a sociable young man, that he wants to go out and meet people from the opposite sex, um maybe you are standing the, the wrong industry, the wrong industry, because um how many times are you going to wait for an idol to say sorry? Like an artist shouldn't say sorry about their personal choices. It's like I want people to understand and being able to put in their shoes that in order for them to build this fantasy, for you to buy this fantasy that they are offering, they sometimes have to evade themselves from a lot of connections. Sometimes they have to quit, or they have to break up with people that are very important to them, and even stay away from their families so they can produce or work in this industry. So even though they go in this industry very willingly and they commit to their craft, this service that they provide is very lonely, and it's very alienating. It keeps them apart from their reality. It's like when you put someone on a glass, on a pedestal, and you're like, oh yes, it's so pretty, I can see it from here, it looks amazing, but you're objectifying that person. You're acting like this person it's a piece of wood, a piece of meat, and they have feelings and they have emotional needs. It's just that sometimes for males in general, it's really hard to connect with their emotional needs, especially when they are in the industry where actually emotions are not something that they should focus on. They more focus on maintaining a good physique, on being really good and having a good body and being able to do all these very um, exhausting and demanding choreographies and singing and rapping and acting. So they focused more on the body and on how to look more attractive so they can sell themselves better. But inside of them, they still have desires, they still have dreams of their own that doesn't include being just winning awards and satisfying a fandom. They have personal needs and personal dreams that doesn't include other people's desire. They have desires for themselves. This is the reality, and I think that things for him actually are going to be okay because we have the star and the strength card. So he's going to be okay. I think that definitely he needs to let things just settle down. He needs things to fix on their own. I think that he has said enough. If he did say something, he did enough. I think that only time will tell the truth. Time will fix this. The universe will fix this. Actually, I know it sounds a bit like it sounds like very like a fantasy that I'm saying the universe will fix this, but honestly, I think that he does have like some kind of guardian angel. He has some kind of divine protection because this is what the cards are showing me, that are going to protect him against all this, and he's going to come out of this stronger and like more in touch with who he is and what he wants. And I think that it's these kind of experiences are necessary for him to mature as well. I think that he could have been a bit immature or a bit reckless because it's like he didn't make himself clear enough with these people that he was associating with. I think that maybe in the future, if he wants to establish a connection with someone, he needs to make sure that this person is reliable and that this person understands um, what it's like to get um, associated with him, and how this could affect his work. Because actually, what he's most sorry for is the fans and his work. Because he's not sorry to this person, to this girl. He's not sorry because he didn't promise her anything. But I think that since she was so fixated on this emotional, like she wanted to live a love story, she wanted to meet Prince Charming, she was like, oh, he is the one, so things got out of control. And I think that he needs to pay attention who he hangs out with, who he spends time with, because at the same time I can see it. I don't know Lucas, but since he's an Aquarius, I'm sure that he's very friendly and that he is very like spontaneous when it comes to making friends, or like being like very like spontaneous when it comes to, for example, being like, okay, let's go, let's go out, let's meet. It's like he makes you feel comfortable. Like he really is He is like he doesn't take the proper time to evaluate the situation or to study someone. You know, if he get a good vibe of you, it's like he will hang out with you. You know, he will not pay much attention to what your real intentions are. You know, he probably needs someone like an Scorpio, or like myself, that I'm a Scorpio moon, and that I almost like before I get close to someone, I do like almost like an FBI background check to make sure that they are reliable. um, it's not funny, guys. It's not funny. I laugh at myself. But yes, being a Scorpio or having a Scorpio placement, it's been like this paranoid. Yes, but I think that in his case, he probably was a bit like, oh yes, I like you. Let's hang out. And one thing led to another, and okay, things happen. So yes, I think that here with the archetype of the chakras, definitely the chakra of his heart is broken. It's blocked actually. He's feeling a lot of sadness right now. He's feeling very sad, like a very deep sadness. But I think that it's necessary because actually I think that he had been feeling this way for a long time. And actually this incident, it's only making it obvious, because he was trying to avoid feeling like this for a very long time, because actually he needs to use this experience to examine himself more, to get to know himself more. He needs to get in touch with his own inner emotions, what he wants, who he is, not only what he can bring to a group or what he can do for his fans or for others. He needs to focus on himself. And he had been denying for so long that actually he feels a bit miserable with his life, even though he had been really successful at this. Probably he needs to find a new activity, new friends, a new hobby. Like he needs to find the meaning to his life, because he's like he's obviously his energy is looking for something, like some kind of motivation to keep going or to keep doing what he's doing, because sometimes he does feel like there's no way out, like it's all work, work, work all the time. Work, like go there, go over there, go here, and he feels like such a robot, like he cannot express himself. He wants to scream, he wants to get things out of his chest, but somehow his heart chakra is blocked, so he cannot. But in order to do this, he does need to do some inner work. He probably needs someone to talk to. He needs to show his vulnerability, because otherwise he will continue to mess up. He will continue to do things that will only make it evident that he needs a change in his life. That somehow he's not finding the joy that he had at the beginning, that he's losing a bit of himself in this process, where in this routinary life where everything seems so empty, like there's no meaning. But he is seeking, he's on the search. There's something inside of him that is like, you need to get to know yourself, you need to find another reason, you need to focus on yourself, you need to keep working on yourself. And that he needs to also be compassionate with himself, that he is human and that he can make mistakes, and of course that he's someone that he always thinks about the other. So probably he's feeling very sad, because these kinds of situations is not a good image for the other members or whoever is associated with him. So, but well, it's all about maturing, and this is just an experience, and it's a very unfortunate one, but it's his reality. So now that this is here, now that this experience had happened, is here to teach him something. So he needs to learn the lesson. He cannot escape the process of learning what this is all about, what life is about. And he needs to learn from this. And he needs to learn to be more selective about who you hang out with, who you associate yourself with. Don't be so naive, don't be so friendly and so open to strangers. So I'm something like his mom. I'm like, oh my god, yes, I'm something like his mom. Um, but well, this is all I have for him, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and of course, I would love to hear your feedback about this subject. I know that it's if he is your bias or you support the group, I'm sure that you have a lot of mixed emotions within you. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate your support. Bye.